Hey friends, Peggy Hall back with you from thehealthyamerican.org. We are taking a look at probably one of America's most detested individuals. And I'm not just talking about nasal Schwab there. Let me know if you have seen this meme. I want to thank A Healthy American, Caroline Chang, for sending this to me. It really sums up what we're going to be talking about, which is ongoing, how do I put this? Desire of the transhumanist, animal torturing, most detested individual in the world, King Mush, I guess. My new nickname is Ellen Musk or Ellen Muck, and you can draw your own conclusions. We are talking about this news article that people are covering, and it is about Musk files a trademark for telepathy and telekinesis. Now, I'm going to be reading to you this story from Wired magazine, and this just came out a couple of days ago. And then I'm also going to share with you another YouTube channel that I'd like you to take a look at, because he does a deep dive on this topic as well. Before we go any further, I do want to thank the sponsor of our video, and this is noblegoldinvestments.com. I've been telling you about Noble Gold, friends. This has been a longtime sponsor of the show. It's the only gold company that I trust. So if you're interested in physical gold, some people get confused and they think they're buying certificates or something. I want you to give them a call to get all of your questions answered. 877-646-5347. And I want to thank all of my healthy Americans that have given them a call. You'll speak to someone in the United States and you'll find out about your options for either a gold IRA or purchasing precious metals, including silver. I'm going to be bringing you more information about silver coming up. But their market update for you from Noble Gold Investments is gold is up 46% in a year, doubling the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 gains. And if you are invested in the stock market, you probably have had a few sleepless nights lately with the stock market tumbling. That's my own commentary there, but their message says that this is not just another rally. Global reserves are shifting as investors rush to secure physical gold, creating a massive supply gap. Gold apparently is vanishing from the market, but you still have a chance. So visit noblegoldinvestments.com today. Turn other people's panic into your profit. You can make a qualified investment, and Noble Gold will give you a free 10th ounce gold coin. You'll get that with your order. So go to noblegoldinvestments.com. Remember, I need to tell you that there's always a risk of any kind of investment. There's never a guarantee when it comes to investments, but get your questions answered by the experts. I'll have a link for you in the description box below. Friends, I've been sharing this meme because it really sums up what I have been trying to alert people to, which is Elon Musk wants to put a chip in your brain. Elon Musk has also been investigated by dozens of federal agencies. I will do a review of that coming up because more investigations have come to the light. And isn't it interesting that this unelected, I'm not even going to call him a foreign national or American national, Musk is a global, make no bones about it. And this individual fired all of those who were investigating him. I'm going to be refreshing my video about the animal cruelty and animal torture. Don't worry, because I do not do anything. I'm not going to expose you to any images, and I'm not even going to mention things that are too distressing. I don't want to assault your senses with the horrors that this transhumanist, I don't even know if he's human, maybe he is a robot, is inflicting upon innocent animals. So I will bring that to you as a refresh video coming maybe even tomorrow. But we've seen so many images of this individual. Actually, this is where I got that you don't need to see that. This is where I got some of the information, is from Wired, and I'm going to be reading that to you. And I do also want to alert you to, you can see his globalist gestures there. There is a very, let's see, No, that's not the one. There is I'm just going to a couple different websites here. That's not the one either. There is a very good YouTuber, and he's got a channel called Ones That Can See. And apparently I can't see it right now. I wanted to share that with you. Yeah. Well, this also is Musk's Neuralink launch event from years ago. And if you want to hear in his own words what he plans to do with your brain, I can leave a link for you. This is almost a 2-hour video. But what I wanted to share with you specifically is this information from Wired. They do cover a lot in the tech arena. So Musk, his Neuralink company, the one that was being investigated by the USDA, and then he fired the inspector general, this company is filing to trademark the words telepathy and telekinesis. My fellow truther over at the YouTube channel, Ones That Can See, does a deep dive into how this is really witchcraft in a manner of speaking, getting into telepathy, telekinesis, and for my fellow Christians and Bible believing Christians, you know that we are warned against sorcery. So the article here says that Musk's brain implant company Neuralink has filed applications with the United States Patent and Trademark Office to exclusively own the names telepathy. I don't even know how a person can own a name. That's kind of strange to me. And telekinesis and others for future products. So Neuralink, which Musk co-founded in 2016. Remember, Musk has never created anything. He buys other companies. He buys other people's intelligent, there's a word for that escapes me right now, their intellectual property. That's what Musk does. And apparently he did it with Daddy Musk's money from the emerald mines in South Africa. Let me know if you'd like me to do a dive on the very colorful character who is Musk's father. So we're told that Musk co-founded this in 2016. Many of you astute, healthy Americans agree with me that he is just the front man. He is not the richest man in the world. They use that moniker to elevate him, somehow make him a hero, somehow make him the smartest man alive. I know I have that video of Trump around here saying that he is a very high IQ individual, the genius of our time. And he's propped up that way to create this kind of mythical character. But when you get right down to the nuts and bolts of it, he is just a front man, and a very pathetic one at that. So apparently, Neuralink is developing technology known as a brain-computer interface, a system that decodes brain activity to control an output device. Musk has said that the company's product will be called telepathy. It will allow people with paralysis the ability to control a computer or phone just by thinking. But the Neuralink trademark application suggests that the company has ambitions of its technology enabling telepathic communication, not just with electronic devices, but between human beings. Let me know what you think about that in a comment. Neuralink's interface involves a brain implant that collects neural signals and software that translates those signals into cursor movements on a computer screen. So far, 3 people have received Neuralink's experimental implant as part of an early feasibility study. Right before I hopped on, I was doing some research into these 3 individuals. I don't even know if that's authentic or if those are characters that were created to make us believe that this has happened. I need to verify that and dig a little deeper. The first, Nolan Arbaugh, underwent brain surgery January 2024 to get the device. Now, what's interesting is I also heard that there was somebody that underwent this same brain surgery years ago. So again, we have conflicting information. The company's trademark application for telepathy was filed on March 3rd. It describes the product as an implantable brain-to-computer interface for facilitating communication and control of software and hardware. The facilitating communication claim could mean that telepathy is meant to help paralyzed people communicate by way of typing on an external device. Now, there are probably those of you that would agree that there could be some beneficial applications for this. You may know someone that has had brain damage, that has been paralyzed, and you're thinking, this isn't that far of a stretch from having the cochlear implants that they put into people's ears to enable them to hear. So you might be thinking, this might have some beneficial applications. And it's possible. In fact, I could say it may even be likely that for certain people, it could have beneficial applications. But do you think it's going to stop there? Musk has long been interested in the concept of enabling telepathy with a brain-computer interface. In a lengthy illustrated explainer from 2017, in which he outlined the idea behind his then new company, Neuralink, Musk advocated for thought communication between people. And this is where it really gets troubling to me. And he says, if I were to communicate a concept to you, you would essentially engage in consensual telepathy. You wouldn't need to verbalize unless you wanted to add a little flair to the conversation or something. But the conversation would be a conceptual interaction on a level that's difficult to conceive of right now. Yeah, I bet it is. I'm going to just finish up by summarizing here. Musk speculated that healthy people will eventually get brain implants, enabling humans to achieve symbiosis with artificial intelligence. That is what I have been talking about for years now, actually. And I want to leave with a question for you. I might even do a whole separate video about this. So this will be a little teaser question. I want you to tell me what you like about Elon Musk. Those of you that are applauding this character, I'm sure you're not in favor of the animal torture or the fact that he lies to you about sending rockets into space, or that he himself is the recipient of close to $40 billion of your tax money. Why isn't anybody investigating that? Or I'm sure you're not a fan that he fired inspector generals that were looking into his relations, or the fact that he's had, I think it's 14 now. I haven't confirmed that. I think 14 children with several different women that he didn't marry or is not married to them now, as far as I understand it. He's currently being called on the carpet for not being present with his children. There's a video going around where he just walks off the stage and leaves this little boy behind. Do you like him because he's not really an American? He's a globalist, although I don't believe in a globe, but you know what I mean. Or do you like the part that he wants to put a chip in your brain? I'm sure those might be some things that you like about him. Going through the government with a chainsaw. Why doesn't Bob do that in Health and Human Services? How come only USAID got taken down? Oh, that's because USAID was investigating Mush. That's right. What a quinky dink. Yes, he's a globalist. And you can see that with his gestures as well. So let me know what you like about Mush. Is it his allegiance with these far-right groups? Just asking. I'd like to know. Is this a common greeting now? Has that taken off? Are you greeting your friends like that? Friends with Musk's love salute? I would like to know. This says creating a neural lace is the thing that really matters for humanity to achieve symbiosis with machines. Yeah. There we have it. He fires the very agencies and inspector generals that were investigating him, the Pied Piper of transhumanism. This came from Greg Reese. So I would like to hear from you what you like about this character. And I'll take a look here at some of your comments. Yes, Swamp Lover says, even $1 is too much to be giving to this clown. Swiss said he is a made-up character. And you know what I think? You think about this image here with Klaus Schwab. I think he's a made-up character too. Let me know if I'm off base here. His really bad accent. Hey, do you think he'll get a brain implant and it will improve his accent? I think that they have created this, I call him nasal Schwab, because, the nasal Schwab assault. I think they created nasal Schwab as a character as well, to be a villain, to be so distasteful and repulsive and difficult to listen to. Notice that all of these characters have very strange speaking patterns, like Schwab, difficult to listen to. Now, I'm not a neurosurgeon, but it seems to me, human being, that it takes a tremendous amount of effort to understand what he's saying. I think it's actually a type of brain and mind manipulation. The same thing with Mush. He has a very strange way of speaking. I taught English for many years, and I would want to help him with his pronunciation. He doesn't even correctly make sounds like M and F and B. He doesn't put his lips together like for the letter B or M. He does his teeth to his lip, which is very strange. And I think this is done intentionally. I think the accent is done as a way to keep our rational thinking, conscious mind engaged, trying to figure out what in the non-spinning world they're saying, so that some of the actual horrors of the message is missed. The same thing with RFK Jr. Did you ever notice that? Bob also has some kind of speech disorder. Musk has some kind of speech disorder. Schwab definitely has some kind of speech disorder. And probably some of you would say that Trump does as well. He has a very unique pattern of speaking that so many people have impersonated. And it's rather easy to impersonate because it's so unusual. I believe that that is all done intentionally with these characters. What say you? All right. Michael says, eat the bugs. Swamp Lover says Kamala was the hardest to listen to. There's another one. Very, very difficult to listen to. Let me know if there are others that you would add to this list of prominent individuals that have some type of defective speech pattern. I don't know if that's the right word, but some problem with speaking. It's not a natural way of interacting. And I also believe that was part of the nefarious dealings with everybody, not me and not you, of course, but those who were putting on the facial device to obscure their identity. That also impeded normal human interaction. Maybe they want us to forget what normal human interaction is and what normal people, what they sound like, because these characters that are being propped up on the screen day after day certainly don't sound like regular, average, normal, common folk. Okay, Brian and Debbie say it's like a cadence to put you in a trance. You know who else did that was Obama. He had a very specific way of speaking. I can't even impersonate that very well. True Castro is hard to listen to. Okay, Trudeau, Biden, that's obvious. Yeah, thanks. Some of those I'm really trying to get out of my brain, but you have to admit they're not speaking like normal people. And probably there are those on podcast and YouTube and so forth that do that as well. But there you have it, friends. I will do a refresh on that video about Musk and the animal cruelty investigations. And a couple others that I'll kind of pull out of the vault to share with you because I think they're so important to play again. I also did coverage on AI in medicine. I want to do a refresh for you on that because Bob, during his Senate confirmation hearing, was just amazed and really excited about AI replacing nurses. So I'll have to tie all that together as well. Okay, friends, signing off for now. Speaking of voices, I'm going to rest my voice here. Thanks for being on this live. I really appreciate you being here. I love my Healthy Americans. I've got the best audience on YouTube. I know when the trolls come out because they're not my regular audience and my regular viewers. And it's usually when I am speaking the truth about Elon Musk, about Bob, and others that people really, it's difficult for them to face. So I'm glad to know that you can read between the lies, and I will be back with you tomorrow. And I also want to do a deep dive on the trouble with tariffs. Let me just give you the punchline right now, because a lot of people have this wrong. You tell me in a comment if you know what a tariff is. People think that a tariff is a tax on the country that is shipping us goods. That's not what a tariff is. A tariff is a tax on you, the consumer. You pay they're just calling it a fancy name, a tariff. You pay this tax to the government on a product that comes into this country from a country that there is a tariff imposed upon. The country does not pay it. The producer of that item does not pay it. The manufacturer of that item does not pay it. The exporter does not pay it. It would be awesome if they did. We pay it as the person who purchases it. I'll do a deep dive for you exactly why tariffs are the exact wrong thing to do for the economy and why even the premise is flawed. The premise that we need to fix the trade deficit. Trade deficit only benefits Americans. I mean, they have it exactly backwards. There's another expression that you can use. They have it exactly backwards, friends. And there are so many holes in this ship that I am going to expose about the tariffs. It's going to make your head spin, not the earth, but it's crazy. Okay, thanks, friends. And yes, Michelle, you're exactly right. You have a choice of whether you want to purchase that product or not. And you should have the choice to purchase the cheapest product you want. If you want to buy something from China, buy it from China. That's called free trade. Yeah, I should have a right to buy some shoes from Italy without being penalized for that. It's ridiculous. And we'll do a deep dive coming up. And there's so much to cover on this, and it's a bamboozle, friends, of the highest order. It's never worked. If we had evidence of it working in the past, I might take a different perspective on it, but I am looking at the facts and reality that tariffs only harm the company that is imposing them. Preacher Man says tariffs are better than the IRS. You got it wrong, my friend. You fell for the bamboozle. They're calling it the External Revenue Service. Who's paying the tariff? You are, Preacher Man. Yeah. So it only harms. It doesn't help. We'll do a deep dive on that, bring all of your questions, all of your challenges, and I can't wait to see you in an upcoming broadcast, always over at thehealthyamerican.org, the Substack, peggyhall.substack.com. See you soon, everybody.